Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with NieR Automata episode number 23 reaction. So the previous episode, yeah, we get to know the story of Devil and Popol. Not only that, we get to see what's his name, Nines, fight the amount of the machine life forms that were coming to stop him from getting inside the tower. Devil and Popol comes in, protects him, heals him, and then makes him go inside the tower, and they were left outside. And it was interesting in the previous episode because they actually went deep into a Devil and Popol story. I wasn't expecting them to go that deep. They even kind of gave us a little bit of an explanation about the world in itself, the dragon and that statue, and Project Gestalt and all that stuff. And yeah, I wasn't expecting any of that, so that was nice to see. It was nice to see Devil and Popol get their story, like a proper episode dedicated to them. And yeah, so it ended in a way where we got to see, who was it Popol or was it Devil who got kind of infected by the virus. I think it was Popol, wasn't it? I cannot remember exactly which twin it was, but one of them got kind of the eyes kind of changed, so I'm guessing they're infected. Which is interesting because I don't remember that being in the game, so let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, let us begin. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, that that face. Oh, it was Popol who got infected. Oh no. Oh boy. God damn. Okay, I guess it was implied. I was gonna say this wasn't in the game in this way, but I guess it was implied that this is how it ended. Um, yeah, I guess. Hmm. Right. Oh, here we go. A2's here. Oh boy. Yep. Mm, yeah. Oh boy, she's also infected. Like Popol was also infected, but like she didn't go berserk. I guess her life went away before that. Uh, well, this wasn't part of the game. I'll talk about it later. Oh no, here we go. This part. Right. Data check and maintenance. Yeah. Well, yep, he doesn't care. Oh my god. One final award. Right. Well, I can't remember this part. Yeah, this is where, yep, the 2B. Okay. Oh boy, here we go. Yep, more 2Bs. These are all the 2B models. Yeah, why smiling like that? Okay. Oh, any prohibit any assistance. Wait, this weapon that he's using. Ah, it was part of the game. I can't remember it, but it was a weird looking weapon. I remember that. Oh God, yeah, yeah. God damn, yo, oh boy. Oh, right. Okay, there you go. Oh, the final one. Yeah, okay, that right. Oh no, it's a bomb. Hey, move. The same thing that the other pot told. Yep. Wow. Literally the same thing. Mm, damn, the difference in. Oh god, this library. Now that I'm playing Replicant, I just know what the hell this library like. I'll talk about it later. Yep. Unique pushing life from Adam. Yeah. Fortified barrier. Wait, in the game, did eight was it A2 who came and found the library, or was it Niners? I cannot remember. Con- okay, like I said, I can't remember. Was it A2 who came and found the library, or was it Niners? One of them found it. That I remember, but I don't remember exactly who. Because this anime is changing a few things here and there. You can see that. Oh, here we go. Information. Yep. Hmm. Canon and from the moon. Oh, yeah. Oh boy. Yep. Hmm. Plans to destroy the bunker. Yeah, he was told this information by um in the bunker itself, in front of the commander. Oh great, these two. Oh, his hand is gone. Oh boy. Oh yeah, okay. Good God. Yeah. Yep. So the pot is saying that there's like possibility of like infection or whatever. Who the hell is it? Oh, those two. Great. Oh, bro. Yeah. 95% acting. Okay. Yeah. It's not that much. You can eliminate it yourself. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh damn. Pot is like nah. Conceptual person was born from. Hmm. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Oh boy. Oh, that. Wiping out. Oh boy. Wow. The second of. Wow. Oh god. Oh, this freaking thing. Yep. Here we go. Is it decoy? Hmm. The bunker's back to. Oh. Oh yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. So that's why they said like the destruction of the bunker. Right. Here we go. Wait. There was one of this thing. It seems like there's two here. One in front of A2. And those left behind by you. Yeah, guys, just want to become human. Diversity. Yeah. What? Oh. Wait. So this is why is it they're making it seem as if there's two of these things, like in front of 9s and this part. I okay. I'll talk about it later. Good God. Yeah. Okay. Evolutionary pressure. To the use of the moon. Disagreed. Oh, yeah. Start disagree. They said they got diversity. Now their opinions differ. Well, yeah. Start fighting amongst each other. Wow, this is just yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh no, there were there two? I don't remember. In the game, I feel as if I remember there's one, but they're showing there's two here. Oh god, here we go. The final confrontation. Okay, no, there was one of them. I'm pretty sure there wasn't two. They've changed this part as well. Like this never happened. This wasn't a thing. God damn, yo! What, they're each other's throats. Oh, one of them won. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh. Hmm. Yeah, he knows. Yeah. No, he has. She has the. Oh god. Yeah, the infection. Okay, this. Hmm. Oh, it's gonna end here. Yeah. There you go. Meaningless code. Well, I'm pretty sure that the final episode has also been released by now because I'm 1 week lagging behind. I'll react to the next episode, the final episode next week. Okay, is that it? Or is the pod? Oh, that's it. And there you go. That was today's episode. Okay, so today's episode had a few things that kind of changed, I feel like. Most of the things was the same, obviously. This is exactly how it went. But a few things were kind of different, and I do wonder what they're going to do because here's the first thing. I don't remember Niners getting infected in the game at the ending part. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, you know, like you can see his eyes are like kind of red now. That wasn't really what happened as far as I can remember in the game. So I wonder them doing this. Maybe they're trying to do something about the ending. Maybe I don't know. Like kind of interesting because I don't remember Niners getting infected like that in the end. At least during the part he was fighting A2. So yeah, that's the first thing. A few other things, small minor, I guess you could say, changes. Another change was I think there wasn't too big those big things, those I don't know what you call them, those machine life forms, the big ones that 9S and A2 were fighting against. There wasn't two. I remember this whole section. There was a very crazy, like I guess you could say, like I wouldn't really call it a chase section, but it was more of like A2 and 9S were like moving forward, fighting against that big machine life form, and I think it was switching. Like 9S was moving forward and fighting the machine life form for a moment. The machine life form used to like jump, and or was it two? Am I really making that big of a mistake? Was there actually two of these big machine life forms? There one. Like I said, I can't remember, but I remember the scene where like where they were kind of switching from character to character. Once we were going fighting with a 9S fighting against that machine life form, then A2 back again, back and forth. This was happening, and I'm pretty sure in the end there was one machine life form that like A2 and 9S kind of confronted each other in the big machine life form game, and we I think like we fought the machine life forms together in a weird way, even though we weren't fighting together. But that happened. Then after we defeated the machine life form, then the confrontation began with for 9S and A2. They started fighting against each other, and I remember there was an option where they were like, who do we want to control, 9S or A2, something like that, and like different varied endings and or something. But I think there was like obviously there's one true end. I'm not saying anything about that because there's a lot of people here who probably hasn't played the game. I'll talk about it after reacting to the final episode. But there was one true end, even though there was like two options in the end. There was one true end which you can reach after I think you go through both the variations like 9S and A2 fighting. Like first you'll have to choose one, get the ending, and then choose the other one and get the ending, and then you get the true ending. Something like that was the thing. So I'm not saying anything else because the ending was kind of very interesting in the game. For people who hasn't played the game, I'm going to talk about this after I react to the final episode. Either way, that's what happened. So again, maybe my memory is failing me. I don't know. I don't remember there being two big machine life forms. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I might just have forgotten, but I feel like there was one of them, and we kind of alternatively fought it. Anyways, that's another thing. Now, there's one thing that I'm 100% sure, like that this was a variation from the game, is Popol and Devil. Popol and Devil's end wasn't like this. I don't think they were infected in the game either. What happened, I'm going to tell you guys. I refrained from saying that in the previous episode because we still didn't get this scene. So now that we have the scene, I can tell you. So basically, in the game, what happened is that Popol and Devil, like I said, there was a variation. Popol and Devil actually protected us while we were hacking. While Niners was hacking, Popol and Devil was protecting us from the upcoming, like an onslaught of enemies. And then Niners goes in, and Popol and Devil's like, we'll stay here, and you go ahead. So Niners goes ahead, Popol and Devil fights, and then we cut off the scene. And then when we see the scene through 2B's perspective, 2B comes in front of the tower, and she sees Popol and Devil, both of them, like leaning against the tower at the, like, you see that part, that upcoming protruding part in front of the door. There's a door and there's an upcoming protruding part over there. They were kind of like like leaning against the tower, both of them, and I'm pretty sure it was hinted that Popol has died, because I don't think Popol was speaking, but Devil was the only one who spoke to nine, like A2 or something like that happened. So, which is kind of the same here, because like they showed that Popol got infected and then the life form, like her life suddenly went away. But they didn't really show her being infected or anything like that. I don't think that was a thing. So they were there. A2 comes in and sees all the machine life forms just destroyed, and Popol and Devil over there leaning against the tower. And when A2 tries to go in, Devil starts speaking, and she says, the stuff that she, like asked A2 here, like, were we useful, stuff like that. I think she talks. And that's it. I don't think A2 kills her. A2 just goes ahead, doesn't she? I think so. And their fate was left, like, just like that. We don't know what happened to Devil. Obviously, probably she died, but that wasn't really shown. But they directly showed here A2 killing Devil, so that wasn't really a thing, I think. So that was another difference, I guess. So they're changing stuff here and then, I don't know why. They're like actually killing them off, like properly showing us that they're killing them off. Right, and there you go. That's what happened. Also, the library scene. Like I said, I don't remember if it was A2 who found the library or was it 9S. Like things are kind of getting mixed up in my head at this point now, because like I remember all these scenes happening, but I don't remember exactly who was on these scenes. Like, was it A2 who found the library? I don't remember. But anyways, they get to know the truth and everything. And yes, and then we also get the those concepts. We see the machine life form concepts, those two girls. That part was interesting, because I remember in the game, that scene where you see like all those two girls kind of all just there, like multiple of them, like there was like a big one, there's multiple clones of them just all around the place. That part was kind of funny, because I remember that part in the game, and I was like continuously fighting them. Like they were trying to attack us, and I was like fighting them, like just defeating them one after the other, and they kept increasing more and more and more, and I kept fighting, and then suddenly the pod was like, oh, you shouldn't like fight them, just like try to do something different, just let them stay and let them like increase or something like that. And that's when I realized, I'm like, oh, so I was just being a dumbass. Yeah, which makes sense, I guess, because and it's kind of funny, because I actually fought them for quite a while, not realizing that, like I'm thinking that, oh, this is going to stop. Sometimes it happens in games where they give you like an extended section of where you have to keep fighting, and then after that extended section ends, like a certain amount of time passes, like the next part comes. I thought it was something like that, so I kept fighting them, and they kept increasing. So then when and like I said, it happened for quite a while. I was doing it for quite a while, not realizing. And then pod, I think it took so long that the pod was like, bro, stop, don't fight, just let them, let them increase in number. The whole thing will overload then. And I was like, oh, okay. So, and then I stopped fighting. I just stopped doing anything, and you can see they kept increasing more and more and more and more, and then finally there was a section where it kind of gets overloaded. I remember that part very well, because it's kind of funny, because I would have kept fighting probably if the pod didn't stop me then. But anyways, yeah. So that scene wasn't shown here, obviously. But the scene where the two concepts starts having like a disagreement, that was shown. That was there in the game as well, and they starts disagreeing with each other and starts like attacking each other. That whole section. Yeah. So there you go. So these are the stuff that happened in today's video. Yeah, majority of them were exactly how it went in the game. But like I said, there was a few exceptions here and there, a few changes, small little changes. Um, so I do wonder, like, I think like the biggest change here is I think Niners getting infected. Like, I don't remember that being in the game. When Niners was fighting A2, he wasn't really infected or anything, or was he? Am I just forgetting it? I don't know. Um, Either way, yeah, I'm interested in seeing how this ends, and I'm pretty sure the final episode has already come out. I'm going to, like, since I'm kind of lagging behind by a week, I'm going to react to it next week. So yeah, that's the thing. Also, yeah, it's kind of interesting because now that I'm playing Replicant, this library is like, I'm like, wow, like it's interesting because in Replicant, when I went inside this library, I was like, wait a minute, this library seems familiar. And then I realized that you know this library is what we saw in NieR Automata as well. So after Replicant, for context, this library is an integral part of NieR Replicant. I don't think this is any type of spoiler or anything, so I'm just gonna say it. It is the place where the main character goes, and it's part of obviously like a little town, and the main character and Popol is always there in the library. She's there, and like you have to like talk to her, and she's like the caretaker of the place. uh, Not place but the whole village in a sense. Like Devil is always there in the beside the fountain and in the tavern singing, while Popol is always there inside this library, and you have to come to her and talk to her. She gives you missions now and then, that kind of thing. And also a very interesting thing happens in the library. I've completed like almost halfway through NieR Replicant. I've completed the first part, so up until the first section I've completed, and now I'm after the time skip, that section I'm in. So I know everything that happened to that library, the like what happened to Kaine over there, like Emil's situation, and like that seal, all those things I know. So this library is very like it's extremely familiar to me, especially that one door in the middle. There's like library here, and there's like two staircases going up, and then there's a door in the middle. That door, like in Replicant, something happens over there in that door, inside that door, and yeah, so I know all of that now. So this library seemed very familiar. I was like, wow, so this is actually not a library in Automata, but this is actually in Replicant, and they brought this library back in Automata. Not the other way around, obviously, because Automata comes later, like than Replicant. So yeah, anyways, the library, I'm like, wow. Right, anyways, that was that. Yeah, and what else? Was there anything else in today's episode? No, that was it. Obviously, Nine is going through a mental breakdown, and A2 trying to talk some sense into him, but he's not listening. Basically, that. Right. Yeah, it's crazy how like the whole thing where Nine is, I guess you could say, his um like how mentally he is now is like such a contrast to A2. Like you can see very clearly how it differs, because when the pod Ninus's pod was like, oh, you should take a rest, you should take out the virus infection, this and that. Ninus is like, shut up, don't talk to me, like something like that he said. And while A2 did the same, she was like, oh, like shut up, don't talk to me. In the end, she was like, look, I'm sorry, like I know you're saying this because you're concerned about me, but yeah. So that crazy difference. Good God. Right. Yeah, and there you go. That was it. Also, the big thing here in today's episode is A2 got to know the secrets, like the fact that the humanity is extinct. Also, the fact that they're all just like sacrificial pawns, all of them, and the fact that the back door was supposed to happen either way in the that whole thing, that whole bunker situation. That was actually like a preordained, like a predetermined thing that was going to happen. It was going to happen, and they were just like sacrificial pawns to this whole plan. All those things A2 got to know. Yeah, there you go. That was that was my reaction to today's episode. Now, yeah, final episode has already come out. So obviously, before I react to it, I'm thinking like, how are they going to end this? Because I'll be honest, I don't see any other ending doing justice to this show than the ending in the game. Like, the ending in the game was beautifully done. I don't think it's possible to do it like that, because it actually, like, what how the ending end like how the ending was in the game actually needed human interaction. Now you cannot do that in anime. You cannot really do that. Like, how can an anime like do like a human, like, so it's, I'm wondering what they're going to do now. Like, really, like, I just want them to keep the ending the same, like, like the core of the ending, what happened. I just wanted to keep them to keep it same, because otherwise I feel like they're going to do something which is not going to. I'm trying to stop from spoiling the ending of the game, but it's just, I want it to be the core, that like the core ending. Like, how they go to that part, I don't care. Like, obviously the game did it in a very good way, but I don't think it's possible to do it like the game, because like I said, the game needed human interaction for the ending to properly play out. It's one of those things which cannot really be replicated in an anime medium. Yeah, they'll probably try to replicate it maybe, but it won't reach that same way, because in game, you as a human are inputting your own commands, like you're playing the game. So that is required, that you cannot do in an anime format. So obviously they cannot do it like that. But what I just want, and I'm not even expecting them to do it like that, what I just want is them to keep the core ending the same, because that ending was all that we needed. After the game, after the end credit scene, the scene that we see, that is what gave me hope about, like about the future. And that, if they take that out and add something else, I don't think it's going to hit that strong like it hit me in the game. So I don't know what they're planning. I really hope they keep the core ending the same. Like, please don't try to change the ending, or take some other route. I don't know, we'll see. Anyways, um and there you go, that was it. Right, so that was today's episode. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. In the very first scene, we get to see Devil and Popol over there. Popol has been infected. Like I said, I don't think Popol was infected in the game, but maybe it did happen off screen. We didn't really see that. So here we see her infected, and Devil is crying. In the end, Popol was like very, very useful. Yeah, and she passes away. And then after that, we see 9S inside the tower. Obviously, he's ready to go in and face whatever he has to face now. Then we switch to A2, who comes to this place in front of the tower and finds Devil infected as well. Right. So obviously, A2 has to kill her. Like I said, this wasn't in the game. They didn't really show A2 kill her or anything, and it wasn't even shown if she was infected. She just went inside the tower and just left them over there. So I'm pretty sure Popo was dead by then, but Devil's ending wasn't really shown. But I'm assuming she also died eventually. Right. Either way, A2, like before killing Devil asks her like very useful. Now obviously it is such a significant thing for them, like the Devil and Popol series. We know in the previous episode it was explained to us how since something happened to the, like they weren't able to protect humanity, um, and they failed in their mission. That obviously not these two, but the original two, not original two, sorry, some other models, some other twin models of Devil and Popol. I think that's what happened. So obviously, even though they weren't the ones who failed in their job, they were the same model, or they were like the same twin model. So people started blaming them as well. And as we saw in the previous episode, they said that they went through a memory wipe and they added the whole guilt thing. Otherwise, they're going to like go haywire because they weren't able to complete the mission. So they added the guilt thing. So they always like apologize, even though they don't need to apologize. And not only that, they have this whole guilt and they want to do something for humanity. So that is why again we hear Devil saying, "Very useful." And A2 was like, "Yes, you were," which makes her happy. And yeah, then she takes her out. After that, we move on to NieR, where NieR is going in, and obviously the pod is trying his best to tell NieR to, just calm down and like take care of himself. And NieR is like, "Nope, stop it, don't talk to me." Right. Yeah, and then obviously the tower has been constantly just yammering about the same thing of like, "Oh, you'll get a gift inside," and lo and behold, what's the gift? They come inside like a door, and oh, 2B's there. Obviously not the same 2B. This is a 2B model, not one 2B, but multiple of them, and they're all here. NieR again goes through a mental breakdown over here, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to kill all of you. This is definitely not 2B. You're messing with me." And he starts fighting them, and destroys all of them. In the end, one of the 2B models was like, calls him by his name, Nines. Obviously, NieR gets pissed off at that, and then it self destructs. So there you go. That's what happened. While all of this is going on, A2 is also going in, and A2 spot says the same thing to A2 that NieR's spot did. However, A2 was a lot more friendlier here. She was like, "Yeah, you know what? Shut up, but thanks for, thanks for thinking about, like me and saying that. Here we go. I guess I made you worry." Yeah, and then she goes inside the library. Like I said, I don't remember if this part was there in the game. Was it NieR who found the library or A2? But I'm assuming it was A2. Like I said, my memory is failing me. But yeah, she goes in, and yeah, you know what? I think it was A2 because I think I remember A2 telling the bot that, "Oh, give me hacking, like hack this whole thing, please." And the bot did that. That part was there in the game, I think. So I think it was A2 who found it. It's just my memory sometimes failing me, because I remember A2 also found the library once. Not A2, sorry. NieR also found the library before. So I'm kind of mixing those two up, I think. Anyways, so A2 is like, "Oh, like help me hack the thing." Then A2's like, "Oh, thank you." Obviously, she's not really used to saying thanks. And Pod is like, "Okay, affirmative." Like, words of gratitude received, affirmative. It is like, why do you have to repeat it like that? Like, come on. Right. Anyways, then she hacks in and finds the information, and this is where she gets to know everything about, like Project Yorha, like the reality of the humans that are in the moon, that they don't even exist. All those things she gets to know. She gets to know that the Yorha models are all like, like sacrificial pawns. The destruction of the banker was also predetermined. The backdoor, that whole hacking part was supposed to happen. They were all just dancing on the strings, basically that whole thing, dancing on the palm of their hands. Right, and after that we get to see NieR from the explosion. His hand is blown off, so NieR gets up, sees one of the 2B models beside him, and obviously he's sad, like because of 2B and everything, but he takes 2B's hand and kind of fixes it within him. Like I said, I don't remember if he gets infected in the game. I don't think he does, but they kind of added that here, where the pod was like, "Oh, you better check for infection," and even after that, the pod was like, "Oh, you're a little bit infected. Immediately take it out, like self-hack yourself and take out the virus. Everything will be fine then." But NieR is not listening. He doesn't care. He doesn't even care what happens to him. He just wants to go and defeat and destroy all the machine life forms. So there you go. So yeah, he just ignores the pot and just keeps moving forward, and then they come across the twin like concepts. And yeah, they're like, oh, welcome to the tower. And you know okay, so yeah, so they start talking about Project Yorha. Okay, while all this is happening, the twins also come in front of A2, and they're like saying the same information in front of him, in front of her, and they try to rile her up by saying like, "Oh, we destroyed, like even though time is not a thing to us, we're kind of the ones who wiped out your squadron." So you know, trying to rile her up. Yeah, so Niners gets to know about the whole fact that the destruction of Bunker was also something that was predetermined, that was going to happen, and the fact that they were truly sacrificial pawns in the truest sense, like literally. So he's like, so what? Like me, the commander, to be the operators, we were just pawns in the whole grand scheme of things. Like our life didn't really matter. They expected us to die by the end of it. Like that's why we were just here. You know. Yeah, and now the big one, the big round like machine platform comes up in front of A2 and 9S, and yeah, they keep fighting, and you can see here both the concepts now start arguing with each other, because as they said themselves that like it's interesting that the androids, they're trying to become like humans, machine life forms who were made by the aliens. They, after coming here, also got fascinated by humans and are trying to become humans now. So it's just so crazy and so weird that everyone's just trying to become humans at the end of the day. um, yeah, so and that's why they say that is why we gained like a will and diversity. Now obviously when you gain diversity, there you're going to have like like when you're different from each other, you're going to have like difference in opinions as well. So here we can see a good example of that. One of the concepts say that, where's the part? Okay, I'm going to read this section. Yeah, so one of the concepts say we are one and yet we are many. um, we are finite and yet we are infinite. Right. Okay, so the first concept says androids resemble us, so but we are networked, thus we are overwhelmingly superior. Right. We are the embodiment of a perfect psyche, which makes sense, I guess, when you're connected like that. Then the other one says we will move on forward to the future. Okay, we need evolutionary pressure. If we do not kill these androids, future hardships will befall on us. So that's how they want to evolve. By overcoming that obstacle, we will undergo even further evolution. Thus, we must destroy the human server on the moon. So this concept is like, we want to destroy everything on the moon, the little stuff that's left of humanity, and destroy and corner the androids even further and destroy them as well. The other one is like disagreed. These androids are dangerous. Um, we must destroy them. Oh no, one of them was like, we're going to destroy everything on the moon and we're going to corner the androids. While the other one's like, no, these androids are like, dangerous. We must destroy them. Then we should use this tower to leave this planet, win of the survival of the fittest, and evolve. That is the first one that is saying like survival of the fittest, then evolve. The other one is like a new possibility in a new land. So this concept is like, I don't want any of that nonsense. I just want to destroy everything and just leave. And while the other one's like, oh no, we're going to only destroy the stuff on the moon, like, and then there'll be like a survival of the fittest thing with the androids, that kind of thing. Yeah, disagreed. those who would doubt our victory are enemies. You think you're gonna truly win. So they literally just their opinions kind of divide into two factions. They start fighting amongst each other. That is hilarious. It's so funny because in a way that what made them superior is like the whole, like, like one opinion, and as they said, all connected to, with each other, the whole, like interconnected psyche thing. Like that's what made them superior in this sense. And they just ended up just becoming like humans. Not only did they get fascinated by humans, but they actually became like humans. As humans, we've always had difference in opinions, and for that we just, just fight. We fight for our own opinions, and that's literally what happens. Like that's been happening forever. In a small scale, in big scales, in small scales being it like little disagreements with your friends, maybe your family members. You don't talk to each other, you don't look at each other, like you kind of quarrel with each other, or sometimes like fight a little bit. That's like in a small scale. In big scale, which is basically wars is the reason of, like, like disagreements and stuff. you know so that is what humans are. And it's crazy that they literally became like humans by the end of it. Now they're fighting amongst each other. Like, how much more human can you get? you know so yeah, I guess. And they start fighting amongst each other. And then we come to that scene where A2 comes out and starts fighting. She's fighting as that big one. The other one comes in as well with 9S, and now 9S and A2 confronts each other. Those two machine life forms kind of squabble amongst each other and just fall and just blows up. So there you go, that's that. Like I said, I think this part is very different in the game. I'm pretty sure I remember in the game there was a scene where A2 and 9S had to fight the and big machine life form together, not in that sense together, but more in a each were fighting the machine life form in front of them, but they weren't really cooperating with each other. So something like that happened, I think I remember. And then after the machine life form's destruction, A2 and 9S confronted each other and started fighting amongst each other. That's how it went as far as I can remember. Again, maybe I'm just forgetting stuff. Who knows? Maybe this is what happened and my memory is failing me. I'm not really sure. Either way, but I don't remember this part where there was two of these machine life forms. I remember there was one of them only. Anyways, so yeah, after that, we see one of the concepts, the machine life form concepts, won and started ascending. And then we finally come to 9S and 2B confronting each other. And and then yeah, 9S is like, this is the situation, like we were all sacrificial pawns. A2 also says that, like 2B was immortal, like she was supposed to kill any betrayers or anyone who came close to the truth. So that's the whole situation. And she says, like, I'm sure you know about that, 9S. Anyways, 9S is like, I don't want to listen to you, you killed 2B. While A2 is like, you should know that she was tired of killing you. And she herself was, obviously, we know that what happened to her. She herself wanted to die at that point of time. Right. Anyways, Linus is not listening to her. He's like, oh, what do you know about us? You know nothing about us. And yeah, and they start the confrontation amongst each other. And this is the part in the game where they brings to an option, like, like control A2 or control 9S, and it differs in a little way, whatever you do. But at the end of the day, there's only one true ending, which we get eventually. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing how they end this. So yeah, let's wait and see. Right, and there you go. That was NieR Automata episode number 23. Right, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. That is it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next week with the final episode of NieR Automata. Yeah, the final episode has already been out by the time I release this video, but yeah, I'm lagging by 1 week. So next week I'll surely react to the final episode. Yeah, see you guys then. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.